Boom! The music starts as we go live. Hey, Rich. Happy Sunday.
Yeah,
What's up?
not too much. Just had a really good meal of South Jersey blue claw crabs. Local place has all you can eat for like $40.
Oh, yeah. You eat a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Oh yeah, probably like 20 crabs, something like that. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
What are you feeding tonight there, Rich?
I'm painting up the new gate gargants for Cities of Sigmar.
Oh, cool. What makes a Gargant a gate Gargant?
They put a chain on them apparently because slavery is okay in the as long as it's not a human.
Sigmar said that, though, right?
I think so. I think that's one of Sigmar's things. You can also keep lying to people, apparently, because Sigmar lies, I hear.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can lie all he wants, but he is a godlike being with a giga hammer, so you kind of got to listen to him.
Yeah. Well, rumors. I don't know if you follow the rumors, but rumor are he's going to get killed by Archeon.
That would make sense. You kind of got to get Obi-Wan out of the story because then you keep asking the question, why doesn't Obi-Wan just kill Darth Vader?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think a big here, I'm going to tie this in. Segway, brought to you by Segways, the maker of Segways. I'm going to show off what I am working on, and I think we can talk a little bit about the new Warhammer 40K stream. Did you see it? The new trailer?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, the trailer for 11th edition reprises a classic Warhammer line of "You will not be missed." The idea being that, like, it is a big universe and there's, like all kinds of things going on kind of thing. And I'm glad 40K is going back in that direction. It seems like they're abandoning the kind of like exaggerated bolter heroics, I guess I would say. It was cool. You should watch it. It was really fun. But here's what I got. I am working on a box knot. Classic box knot, Rich. Look at it. All of its glory. It's glorious. It's got an assault cannon. It's amazing. I love it. We've been playing 4th edition, and we've been having so much fun that I don't know if I'm going to play 11th edition when it comes out.
Never planned on playing it.
I don't think I'm going to do it, Rich.
I'm hoping it means there's a new edition of Kill Team and it goes back to the narrative play.
Well, I got to tell you, what do you need that for, Rich? Why not play Kill Team from 4th edition? It has like the coolest Kill Team rules ever that you could still play today.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'll show you right now. Here, I'll show you on my camera. I've got it right here. Pull it out from my library, okay? Also, I just won an eBay bid. Sorry if any of you were trying to buy that giant lot of 3rd edition codexes, but they were mine from the moment I saw them.
I've been seeing all the streamers talking about 3rd edition now.
Yeah, well, I got them all, so it's over. Check this out. Rich, come on. Look at this kill team. Here's the premise of this era's kill team, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is in this era, the idea was you would build a kill team by selecting units that you can take in a regular game of 40K. So here are the immutable laws of kill team. Chosen from a Codex army list, consist of 1 wound non-vehicle models, may not have a 2-up save, may have 1 weapon with either the heavier template characteristic, but no more. They may not have psychic powers, no more than 40 points in total for any individual model. Cool, right? Once you have those rules, oh, look, here's like a Corsair kill team, just made of random parts, because now you can just do that because the rules are incredibly flexible. Oh, here's a mutant Lost in the Damned kill team. Oh, here's a Wraith plus Destroyer Necron kill team. It's awesome, man.
And what's the background? I mean, is there narrative? Any narrative in it, or
Yeah, look. As your guys level up, you choose a specialization for the model, and the model can purchase and spend points that it earns through narrative games. Look at the terrain setup. Look at this, Rich. Look at this.
it looks very similar to the current one?
Wow. You know what I love about it? All the primary colors.
Yeah.
I also really like the verticality of this era. And look, here's the campaign rules. This is in the main rulebook. Look, tree campaigns. Explains rules on how to create tree campaigns. Or what if you wanted to do a map-based campaign? Here's examples of how to run.
Just for regular 40K.
This is for 40K or Kill Team because Kill Team is built so that it can be used with both. It's really awesome. Really cool. I'm going to put together a local tournament, I think. The idea of the event being a 4th-ish edition tournament where we play 1,500. You have to fully paint. Fully painted is the way to go. You have to follow the Force Org chart. No special characters of any kind. You bring your own characters. I think people are really going to respond to it. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do here, Rich. I'm going to dry brush metal because I think it looks really good over Rattling Grime. So, I'm going to switch it over to you, though. So you are going to be the primary camera. Abooey. There we go.
Oh. There we go.
I'm trying to switch you. There we go. Make you the top camera. Oh,
Giants recently. This finishes out my Cities of Sigmar army. The rumors are they're gonna destroy all the realms and make it one big world. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I figured. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Hold on, I'll be right there. The Stratum paint. Yeah, the problem with the Age of Sigmar world, I don't necessarily like Brandon Sanderson's books because he's kind of super Mormon and you can kind of feel it in his books, in my opinion. But he has this point that he brought up in like one of his lectures that I think is a really good point. But generally, like he said, you got to kill your elves. You can't let the elves be like a part of the setting. And what he means by that is not the elves, but like the ancient beings from the before times. You can't just have them in their absolute glory and power. Because then it kind of like... I just recently watched A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Have you seen it, Rich?
Yes, I have.
Who would care about the adventures of this little knight if, like, theoretically, like, there's elves that can control time and space and shit?
Right.
Don't they just fix everything all the time?
I think that's what Tolkien did okay. Like, the elves were on there.
Tolkien did a great job. Like, especially when you're watching Fellowship and they're, like, passing through the two gigantic statues. Does a great job of saying a lot with a little. Like, hey, these people were beyond powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
But not anymore.
Yeah, did you take a look at that RPG I sent you the link to?
The last I remember you sending me over was these are promotional item, which I did get a response back. I'll message you after stream probably tomorrow.
I sent you the information on Stone Top.
Pulling it up now. Buffering. I talk to you on a messaging service. I don't talk to anybody else on.
Stone Top is the new role-playing game. It's releasing shortly, but it's an Iron Age fantasy setting.
Cool.
All human, no other races. There are other races, but nobody can play them. Okay. And you're all members of a small village on a mountain, on a hill, with a giant stone in the middle that nobody knows who built it. And everything you do is to help the village or deal with the village.
Looks very charming, Rich.
And the nice thing about it is killing is not does not reward you and actually penalizes you.
Did I tell you last week how my players actually did something good for once?
No.
I didn't tell you this. You're gonna lose your mind. All right. So my players were given a mission by a goddess. You know, it's a fantasy world. Goddesses show up and talk to you sometimes. She gives them a mission to go find this wish granting device, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they find the wish granting device that had been taken advantage of by someone who took its awesome power and abused it. So they wanted to come up with a wish that would stop that from happening in the future and fix this world. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they all debate the wish, and then I say, okay, who's going to type the wish out to me? And Colin decides to type it out.
Hmm.
So I say to Colin, okay, whatever you type will be the wish. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They type, in the past, before this world became the way it is now, full of greed and sloth, before its power was used to control the populace and consolidate power, for the world was made into a barren wasteland. During that time, we will break apart the cube into small pieces. Every being on this planet upon their birth is gifted with a tiny piece of the fun, which have very little power, but just enough to ensure all their basic needs for survival are met. They will always be able to find edible and potable water, or edible food, potable water. They'll always be able to find shelter and materials to make clothes and coverings. Always be able to find warmth and find others for companionship when they look. One dies, their tiny piece of the font will simply transfer to another when they are born. None of them will ever even know they have it within them, and it will never be possible to recombine these disparate elements. Pretty clever solution. But, you know, when you're used to your players mostly just murdering everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's hard to... Rich knows, if you DM enough games, it's hard to get players to not just kill everyone.
Well, that's one of the premises of Stonetop is why does that happen? Well, it happens because the focus of any game is combat.
Sure.
And if the focus of any game is combat, the rewards are having a combat.
Sure.
And so players, as soon as you roll initiative, the game changes to a war game. And the goal of any war game is to kill your opponent.
Man.
So it eliminates any of that. You still have combat, you still have fighting, but it's just done like the rest of the mechanics of the game, which is moves. And you do a series of moves. And when a move, you know, moves have consequences, and in this case, clash is a move. And if you do well on a clash, you don't get attacked back. If you do okay on a clash, you attack, and then they attack you. So any attack is generally going to end in you being damaged as well as the opponent, because you're deciding to fight. And so fighting, and like even when you die, like when you're dying, you have a choice of like a move, which is Death's Door.
Yeah.
Which allows you to like you decide you just want to kill the enemy before you die or damage the enemy, or you decide that you're going to not go through the door that leads to death, and then you become a revenant.
Okay.
Or you decide to make a deal with another worldly being, and now you are a thrall to some otherworldly being, and it adds insert to your character portfolio, and the insert gives you new moves that now you can do because you're a thrall.
That's cool.
And each character starts with a portfolio, and as part of the portfolio, you're defining your character's background, all your abilities and everything, but also the people in the town of Stonetop, because you're all from Stonetop. And so, say you're an apprentice to somebody. Well, who are you apprentice to? And then that becomes a NPC in the town. Or the one character has initiates that help him. Well, who are they? What's their names? And then that adds to the town's playbook which then defines, people in the town. And everybody in the town has a trait. It's 200 people, so you don't define them all when you start, but as you play, you define more and more people in the village. And there's also like a village management phase and stuff that where, like, when winter comes, the village has to, make sure it has enough resources to survive the winter.
Cool.
So it has a little elements of like
maker. Dungeons to explore. Or
what's that?
Are there like dungeons to explore? Or...
There's Iron Age, ancient people's ruins. There's other towns. There's Fey folk who live in the woods that you don't know much about. But the magic items are probably the coolest. There are major arcana and minor arcana. And when you get them, they have moves you can do.
Okay.
But until you complete all the stuff, and generally you have to like fail at stuff to move on. When you complete all that, then you turn the card over, then you get its real powers. But you have to explore it, you might have to research it, you might have to read, and these are all moves that you do in game that take up time. But if you say read for 2 weeks, that means you can't participate in gathering the harvest, which affects the village now.
Gotcha.
So
does your Dragon have a cannon mounted on his back?
Oh, he's got not on his back. He has a tower mounted on his back with a cannon. Yeah, why they're called Gate Guardians is they have these giant shields that form a gate, and there's 2 of them.
That's great.
They are like the central line of the Sigmarite army that deploys almost in like a castle formation. So they're brand new, and then you can of course have a walking castle helping them.
Yeah,
pretty silly, but also pretty cool.
I was having this argument with people, and I don't think how Worm has turned, Rich. But in my opinion, do you think 40K is a better game because Titans are in it?
Well, there's Titans now in Age of Sigmar.
You think that improves the game?
I don't think so, no.
Like, I was having this argument, and it used to be a lot of people would be on my side, but now I was like the most downvoted person at the party. I was like, I don't think flyers or Titanic things should be in the regular game.
Yeah, exactly.
They should be in Apocalypse. And people, a guy responded, oh, so what? Maybe we shouldn't even be allowed to have Lehman Russes or blah, blah, blahs or blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I just said Titanic things and flyers. Like, the game doesn't play nice with them.
It's also dependent upon what you want out of the game. And that's what apparently the new edition is. Like, you can play whatever game you want to play and collect whatever you want to collect. That's been the trend in GW, and then they do rules for tournaments and stuff, which then change that. But trying to bring in Titans into the regular 40K, I think, is just not... I don't know. I guess it depends on what the players want out of the game.
It's too much of a concentration of points in a single model. Like somebody was saying, are Baneblades going to be really strong this edition? Like last edition, they were weak. I think it would be cool if they were strong this edition. It's like, no, I don't want them to be. I don't want to play against you having 2 models and I have like 50, but you still win.
Well, that gives you a big advantage in tournaments if you can do that, because you're going to get all your moves in where your opponent might not get all their moves in because of their...
Exactly. And people are so resistant to playing on a clock that it really allows clock abusers to just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, clocks, I mean, that's one of the things that War Machine did really well, was clocks were...
In my opinion, clocks are the only way to truly have a fair experience.
Yeah, because if you're playing a slow bro, you get penalized in the tournament because he's a slow bro, whether you win or lose. Just the mental, the mental anguish of it, or the mental, where you're losing because you're coming from a game at being so tired and so annoyed because of the person, and those people just won't play in the tournament.
Well, and I'll say this too. I think I could run a 4th edition 40K tournament. I think I could run it with modern players in like 3 hours, 3 rounds in 3 hours.
That's the 1,500 point limit. Was
1,500 point. There's only 3 phases, Rich. There's like 11 phases in 11th edition. Have you seen the chart that the help will get you by chart? It's only like 6 pages.
Anything. I've never had any interest in playing 40K ever again.
I'll tell you what, going back and playing 4th edition with the simplified gameplay, I gotta say, it's a lot more fun. We had a battle where my Terminators were facing off against his like chosen plus his lord, right? Very climatic battle. He gets the drop of my chaplain and my 5 Terminators, takes out like all the Terminators. I'm like, all hope is lost. But the chaplain's Rosarius blocks, right? Chaplain attacks back, takes out his bodyguard. Chaplain and Chaos Lord trade blows, dealing damage bit by bit for the rest of the next 2 turns until eventually the chaplain lays low to the Lord. He's victorious. And then a waiting Predator Annihilator turns him into dust from a distance. That doesn't happen in Modern 40K. Here's what happens in Modern 40K. I spent my stratagem, which combos with my charge ability, which combos with the character ability and the detachment ability I have, meaning I deal 47 wounds that are -2 to your save. Okay, your guy is completely destroyed. Your giant piece that combos with all of your abilities and detachments and everything like that obliterates my piece. And we essentially, I'm not going to say it's not strategic, but it's like a trading game. Every unit, you expect it to destroy the unit it's attacking. You know what I mean?
Rock, paper, scissors.
It's not even that anymore. It's more whoever strikes first wins. You know? That kind of thing. So, 4th edition, number 1, first turn charges, not possible. There's no way in the entire codex to do a first turn charge. Pretty cool, right?
I've only really played 4th, maybe 5th. So my recollection of 40K is just what you're saying, not anything new to reference.
Fair enough. Wow.
Played. I mean, when did 5th come out? Maybe 5th I might have played.
You never played 5th. I never saw you play 5th once in my entire life. You played fantasy at the time.
Yeah, I played more fantasy than 40K.
I literally never saw you play a game of 40K ever. I've seen you do tank fests, but that was just a responsibility of running the store. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You were playing 40K when you played in tank fest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you must have played like early 4th, because I came at the very tail end of 4th.
4th was what? Dark Eldar versus Space Marines, right?
No, that was 3rd.
3rd, oh wow. So then it was
Tyranids versus McCrag, Battle for McCrag.
Okay, yeah. I played it. I mean, I taught demos of it. So.
It's sure. 5th edition was Assault on Blackreach.
Oh, that was Templars, right?
No.
Was that Black Templar?
Assault on Blackreach was Ultramarines versus Orcs. I think. Maybe you might be right. No, 3rd edition is Black Templars.
Oh, okay. I know it by painting the starter sets.
Remember the starter set with the Orc Death Copters?
Oh, yeah.
That was 5th edition.
I played 5th.
Oh, right. You know what? Actually, I do remember you playing one list a couple of times. It was very effective. You would scatter across the entire board 6 battle wagons. I don't remember how you got that many battle wagons, but you did.
It was easy. You just took 2 knob squads, a war boss and a knob, and 3 a war boss in a battle wagon, and a battle wagon heavy choice 3 times. It was easy.
These for those of y'all who don't know what a death roll is.
Death roll is.
I'm gonna read what a death roll is. I've got the codex right here. Hold on. I got the codex right here, the Orc Codex. Let me scroll over. Hold on. Let me scroll over a minute here. You ready, Rich?
Yep, go ahead.
Death Roller. A Death Roller is a great spiked roller that brings the colossal weight of the battle wagon to bear on anything in its grip. It looks like the roller on like a road flat mix. Any tank shock made by a battle wagon with a Death Roller causes D6 strength 10 hits on the victim unit. If the victim elects to make a death or glory attack, it takes a further D6 hits. So that's D6 strength 10 in a game where the average vehicle had a front armor of 12. So that would mean you'd be strength 10 versus armor 12. Meaning if you rolled a 2, you would glance, and a 3, you would pen. And you get D6 of these, and a single glance and a single pen can kill a vehicle.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It was sick, nasty. I will say this, though.
24 inches of them with an armor 14 front.
I'll say this, though. 4th edition doesn't care as much for only one reason, though. You didn't really spam vehicles in 4th edition. So, like, D6 strength 10 hits. It's good. It's good in the infantry, but, like, it'll kill, like, 3 gaunts. But in 5th edition, when you were playing, everyone only took vehicles. So you basically just got to flatten the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 1,500 points helped a little bit. I don't know why. Do you know why people in 5th edition played 1750? Nowhere in any of the books.
Another Force org chart.
Let me pull up the Force org chart.
You could fill up a force, or you could get a Force org minimum and then set a new Force org.
Let's see. I'm excited to play Dark Eldar with 4th edition rules because everything is terrible metal models.
I just been painting Dark Eldar for my and Glory campaign.
Oh, cool.
I painted up some of the racks the other day.
Oh, cool.
2 hours, painted a whole unit.
God, some of these pictures, so classic. So classic. Maybe one of these days we'll have to do like old school codex review. Just some great stuff in here. All right. Here's the rules. What do these mission rules say? All right. Force org chart. Yep. Okay, here it is. At above a total of 2,500 points, you are allowed multiple force organization choices. So in 5th edition, I bet that number was lowered to 1,750.
Well, it had to be over 1,500, I think, was the rule.
Is that it? I gotcha. Because I think fourth edition, if you play 1,500 point fourth edition games, it is a good tight 55-minute game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I think the problems with the bloat of the game was them adding bigger and badder vehicles into the mix outside of Apocalypse. In Apocalypse, they're fine. In Apocalypse, rules are great. I don't understand why tournaments didn't adopt Apocalypse rules if they wanted to play bigger games.
Right.
I never understood that. Like, they made Apocalypse for that circumstance. You know what I mean? I never got it. Just tournaments never seem to adopt it. I'm gonna do some dry brushing, Rich.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And I'm sure Rich knows dry brushing, your brush can't actually be dry. So I sprayed some water on my palm and I'm using it to moisten a brush so that I can feel the amount of moisture. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta say, at first we just as a novelty played fourth edition, but when our first turn ended, I was like, "Oh, that was a turn. Oh, that was nice." We didn't have to keep track of what secondary missions we got, keep track of what points we scored on primary missions, keep track of our command points, keep track of our opponent's command points, keep track of our stratagem triggers, track of our opponent's stratagem triggers. Modern 40K feels like a card game, is I think what my main problem was. And the miniatures have now reached the point that they are simply tokens.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Age of Sigmar. I haven't played it too much, but like a unit, it doesn't matter what it's using. It's just this is a unit of this and this is a unit of that. And they might have various weapons, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, none of that matters. It's like,
whereas the previous edition of Age of Sigmar, like each guy would have its own attacks and be able to do it.
Or even a spear had longer reach than a sword.
Right. Well, and that's built into kind of the stat line, but the whole unit has it. Whereas before you could have like, oh, this guy attacks with a spear, this guy attacks with a sword and a shield, and there were like some variations in the units and stuff. Where now it's just a unit. How many models are in the unit? Okay, and even like horses and stuff is just an extra attack. It's not its own creature or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a simulation of a battle anymore. It just feels like
a simulation. I like variety, and it seems very generic.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. When you build an army in third edition, man, they feel like different processes.
Mm-hmm.
Building a Space Marine army versus building a Guard army, it's not just units with different point costs. Guard have to be like arranged in these like platoons, and like they have to have support.
Yeah, they're more of a military style to the construction and everything. It's definitely a different feel to making an army.
Yeah, it feels more like making a military war game army. Mm-hmm. You have to take like these little dorky squads of guys who issue orders, but back then it didn't mean anything. The issue order, they didn't need to represent that with rules. That just meant you had a higher leadership characteristic, so you were less likely to run away. And back then, if you wanted a tank, we needed an infantry platoon for every tank you take. So you need like 25 guys for every tank. And it's a big tax. That also means that your infantry matter and people cared about them, and they can lovingly converted their own Guard infantry. Guard players now don't even acknowledge the fact that infantry are the reason Guard are cool. because everyone just wants to play the biggest tanks imaginable. You know,
That's fine. You could have done that back then, but it was you played an Apocalypse game.
but you played.
About all tanks versus all tanks, and play Apocalypse.
Yeah. Play a specialty game. I just this idea that I'm supposed to think it's fun to lose to your one gigantic model who just kills me, you know? And I'm supposed to go, wow, that was great. That was really cool. And what do you think of my genericest generic Dreadnought yet?
That's pretty generic.
Come on. Is there a Dreadnought more generic than this? It's even got an assault cannon and a storm bolter under slot. Come on, Randy. Search your heart. You know it to be true. Is Dusty showing up? Where's Dusty?
I don't know.
I'm informed. But yeah, I won an auction earlier. Somebody jacked it up at the last minute. It's like, come on, man. This is my auction, you know? But I got 3rd edition Space Marines, 3rd edition Eldar, 3rd edition Orcs, 3rd edition Chaos, both versions. And man, when I joined Warhammer in 4th edition, the Chaos Space Marine players would act like the 4th edition codex that they got was like a divine punishment from God. Like, because it's such a flavorless, dumb codex. It's the codex where you couldn't take a bloodthirster anymore. You took a greater demon.
Yeah. I don't know what their idea was back then doing that.
I don't know. In my opinion, if you want to play the most fun version of 4th edition, you play before that Chaos Codex comes out and before the Eldar Codex comes out. Because the Eldar are fine with their first book. They are fine. They only become a problem when they get hollow fields.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I actually think hollow fields in 4th edition probably wouldn't have mattered so much because glancing hits can still kill you in 4th.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to say. Why I'm excited to see if I can't build like a little tournament environment. Think about it from a store owner's perspective. I actually think it's not a bad deal. It's like, well, they're still going to play with Warhammer models, you know?
Yeah.
And do people even buy rule books anyway? So it's not like you're losing a big sale avenue by not being able to sell them war, you know.
Yeah, I think GW has made it so that you don't buying a rule book is something you really have to think about because you it might be useless in 2 months.
Right. So
what I don't understand is why they keep making the card sets because the card sets are outdated.
The day they come out, Rich. The day they come out. We don't even have to wait. It's terrible. I hate it.
Like what I would say if they wanted to do the cards, which I like cards. I like having the cards because it makes it easy to have all the references. Is nothing on the cards changes. You change other things.
Yeah. Good point. I think that's a smart way to do it, Rich.
Or you just produce, like in White Dwarf, you put in cards that change or something.
By the way, for anyone who's curious what I'm doing here, I'm just taking a blue contrast paint. I'm basically treating it like a glaze. And if you look, I'm basically just making it so that at each of the surfaces, you know, the lower you go, the darker it gets. Just doing some shading here. Something I want to express to people who maybe are new to shading. Wait till it's fully dry before you critique it. It'll look completely different, right, Rich?
Yep. Yeah, don't assume that you didn't put enough on and then do another one before it dries.
Yep. Gotta wait for it to fully dry, then you can
ripping potentially, and then on top of that, you'll get darker than you really want it to be.
Mm-hmm. You know why I think I love this box knot? Wow. It implies something about the Imperium during this era. if you look at the modern Redemptor, oh, by the way, you're on camera now, Rich.
Okay.
The modern Redemptor just kind of looks like a robot, any world's robot. I think the box knot is uniquely 40K. It's a walking casket.
Yeah.
You know? I even think the Venerable Dreadnought is less iconic than the standard unadorned box knot. You know?
Yep.
Because from my perspective, too, I think a big issue that 40K has is I think they are chasing the infinite money glitch that is constantly slightly improving the meta with new releases. But I don't think that leads to satisfied, happy customers who enjoy your product at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
I think that the big problem is GW doesn't have to care. That's the big problem, is because nobody's challenging them. Nobody's doing anything that.
I will say, from the modeling perspective, Wargames Atlantic just put out a new Lost in the Damned guard box. I ordered it. I'll have to review it when it gets here, but it looks great, Rich.
It looks great, but I bet you it's going to be I have a lot of Wargames Atlantic figures, and they're okay.
They're like 2005 GW plastic.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. But if you want, I was just Ninjan was talking about it too, and I agree. If I want to paint a miniature, I want to paint a Warhammer miniature. I just do. I like other or a Warhammer miniature. I can make a miniature. I can print a miniature, but Games Workshop makes good miniatures to paint.
Oh, they certainly do. But
that's what nobody else does.
I like. What do I paint that's non-GW? Mostly just Wargames Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
They have a new Trench Crusade.
I paint other, but the thing is I don't like paint. I paint them because I need to, not because I want to. In Workshop, I want to paint their miniatures, so I buy them.
I mean, I do have a ton of GW miniatures around me, so
I made a bunch of D&D minis on my 3D printer, and they're all great.
I don't like Reaper Bones minis. I don't enjoy painting one of those.
There's a refreshing kind of idea. I picked up some of their new Dungeon Dwellers, which is one of the first miniatures lines I ever painted when I was a kid, and that has a nostalgia element. But when I paint D&D minis, it's like reading a Warhammer novel. My brain relaxes, and there's not much detail, and I can just have fun, and it actually kind of takes your brain off of it. When I was painting the D&D minis, I printed. It's the same thing. I didn't have to worry about degrees of highlighting and everything. I just kind of did some stuff, did some glazing, and hit it with an oil wash, and I was done. And I was happy with it.
Ain't it nice, Rich? I will say this. I've been going back and I've been painting the classics of Warhammer. I've got this command squad I'm working on, Rich. I think you're going to love it when it's fully done. It's got the classic apothecary, the classic standard bearer. The squad nobody ever took because it's never been good in any era of 40K. You know. By the way, I'm going to show the paint a little dry now. So for people who were watching earlier, here it is a little bit dry. Still, it's not its exact look yet. It's going to be less pronounced, where you can see it kind of dramatically breaking. That's going to look a lot better, especially after glaze coat 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess we don't. Dusty's not going to grace us with his presence tonight.
Oh, did Dusty text?
No, I just...
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying playing the old edition. We've got the studio set up, ready to go to do battle reports. We think we can get the battle reports done in a timely manner. And my hope is it will essentially be a 20-minute watch where you get a little bit of narrative and you can stay immersed in Warhammer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm making the content for like for a kid who wants to watch Warhammer battles and get immersed in the world and with the minis in the game and everything like that, you know?
Yeah, I've been really bad about, like, I really need an active game set to want to play it. It's like one of my things. Like, if I RPG or something, I want to be able to read a new book that comes out for it and all this stuff. And so I've always avoided old editions of anything.
You know, for me, there's enough going on in all of 4th and 3rd edition that I could make armies till the cows come home, and they'd still be somewhat playable in modern 40K, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm only sacrificing because anything that's on a bigger base, I just put it on the modern base. You know, 4th edition even lets you. It says in the rules, go hog wild if you want to put your guys on bigger bases. So
yeah, it gives more targets anyway. It's a disadvantage, not an advantage.
It's a disadvantage. So they're like, so for me, I just build Space Marines on bigger bases, and the game feels better than it did back then. Probably because they're very nicely painted models fighting nicely painted models.
I really like, though, I'll tell you, I the one thing I do like, and Sigmar does, and is the using wounds to represent toughness rather than an armor, rather than just an armor save and a toughness value. I think that's a real big improvement in the game, in my opinion. Because you can't make an orc very distinct from a human. If they both have strength 3 and one has toughness 4, toughness 4 makes a little difference. But having an orc have 10 wounds compared to a human that only has 1 wound makes that orc, you know. And then you can have the orc have a toughness 3 if you want. But
here's my pitch. You ready for it, Rich?
Yeah.
I've been pitching this to people for 40K for a while. You remove invulnerable saves on everybody except for characters.
Mm-hmm.
You then make the best possible invulnerable save, a 5-up, right? But you go back through all the units and you give each of them like 30% more wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it is intrinsically fun. All right, if I tell you, Rich, which is worse? 10 D6 attacks that you can ignore each D6 on a 4-up, or 30 wounds and you can't ignore any of them. Well, statistically, they're exactly the same, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, one of them is not capable of a feels bad. Nobody likes when they roll to attack somebody and the guy just passes all of his invulnerable saves.
Yeah.
Fun for anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but putting on the damage helps.
But putting on the damage, both the player with the invulnerable save still gets to have their model live. But the other player, ooh, look at that. Wow, Rich. Damn, dude. You're like a really good painter.
Would have known.
Wow. But like, similarly, I would remove all D6s from the game and replace them with 2D3. Statistically, they're basically the same, except for one, it's impossible to roll the extreme 1 as often. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I really like the more wounds because it gives you a much bigger design space. The design space for 40K has always been its major disadvantage because it's, you know, within a D6 basically of stats. You know, it used to be you could get, you know, better than a 6 or better than, you know, a 1+ in like old fantasy. So you'd always wound somebody, say. or you could just ignore. You can never, armor saves. You'd always pass your armor saves. The old Chaos Knights used to be that way.
I have a counter argument in favor of D6s, though, that nobody's been able to argue with me on. So I'm curious what you'll say. D6s are the most fun to roll all at once.
Oh yeah. I'm saying not the dice, but the stats.
Yeah. I don't understand why they did. You could, with a D6 system, continue to scale beyond into some minutia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they used to, like, if you got it above a 6, you didn't get a save, right?
Yep.
And if you got it, to a 1+, you automatically saved.
Yeah, you couldn't be hurt.
And they kind of removed that in the new rules too. It's such a limited range now of what actually works.
Well, and also, in order to loosely get back to that level of complexity, they add all of these rules like reroll 1s to hit, reroll 1s and 2s to hit, reroll 6s. 6s add 1 additional AP. 6s explode 2 additional hits. When all those are really achieving is the ballistic skill modifier. They act like they're simplifying the rules by removing these numbers from the stat sheet, but those numbers make it so that there's less rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So what do you think, Robbie? A female giant would still have a 5 o'clock shadow?
Sure. Well,
I don't know. I think they would. I
Sure.
just think they would.
Sure. Why
They're
not?
one of the first female giants I've ever painted.
Um,
They really
this-
have female ogre either at all, ever, I don't think, in 40K. Or any
What's that?
female ogre or ogre-like characters.
not an Imperial Guard at the very least, which is the only ogre I know in 40K.
In fantasy, they have no ogre. So
What a great this Orc Codex. What a great Orc Codex. I'm also going to try and get the city fight rules. Do you remember those?
yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were neat.
There was a nice campaign in there.
All right, let's see if I can find, speaking of all of this, let's see if I can find an Apocalypse book online. Think I'll be able to find one on eBay?
That's a tough one. That was Forge World. That was very limited.
Very limited.
Yeah. If you do, you're going to pay a pretty penny on it.
All right, somebody's got 0 bids with only a day left. $15 for the Apocalypse book.
Really? Wow. The Forge World book?
Yeah, I'm just going to place a bid. I'm going to say $30.
It's probably going to go for 100.
Well, it's got a day left. Maybe nobody notices it.
You said it's got a bid on it, so they probably have a
No, I'm the first bid.
first bid. Wow.
Well, maybe I get it. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm getting more silly items. I got the Apocalypse book coming, which includes all the rules for handling larger scale battles. Apocalypse are fun, Rich. I had a good time playing, and they were quick. I feel like it's better to play Apocalypse games of 4th edition than it is to play modern editions. It's my hard and fast rule. Because then you have, like, Warhound Titans. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool, right? Oh, Warhound Titan.
So, I was looking at because I I don't really like the models too much, but I love the storyline of the ghouls in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I love the storyline. Don't like the models, if I'm being honest with you.
But what I was thinking about, and I'm really surprised, people have talked about it, but I couldn't find a single image of anybody doing it, but doing a Monty Python-esque ghouls army
Sure.
with them using the coconuts and such.
Coconuts as their horses.
They're completely delusional anyway, so it pretty much fits their model, and they are just Bretonians. Min got a piece that she wants to use for a diorama, and it's a ghoul, one of the ghoul like terrain pieces, and I couldn't believe how many fleur-de-lis are on it. Like how, pretty much just the Bretonians. Like it's definitely a Bretonian terrain piece if Bretonians existed. That's what the other thing I saw is that Bretonians are coming back.
I would if Bretonians came back to Sigmar, I would play them.
Yeah.
You know how I would do them? Goodly ghosts. And make them like Artorian legend ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a design space that's different than Empire.
You could do that right now, though.
What's that?
You could do the ghost army right now and just make it a
ghost.
Like and play it right now, and then if they come out, you could then turn around and do it. But I think the scale of the old Bretonians is so different that you'd have a hard time.
I've got some over there. The ones on foot, they look great.
Yeah, they look good. Yeah, because you use the Sigmarites.
They don't look good though, standing next to the mounted guys. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, there's no generic mounted Sigmarites, I don't think, right?
There are, but they are very like Empire flourishy hat vibes.
Oh, okay.
Bretonian, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very like Karl Franz's men.
Yeah, German landscape. Speaking of which, I go Tuesday to Austria.
Ooh, gotta meet Arnold?
Yep, next Sunday, a week from today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're also going to get a tour of a factory that's making card games for 202 years.
That's awesome. What were card games like 200 years ago?
Huh? Playing cards.
Yeah. Just
were
there different types? It can't have only been the one type, right?
Well, yeah, of course. There's different styles, different designs.
Well, I don't know nothing about.
202 years ago there were casinos, so casinos needed cards and stuff. But yeah, this factory's been making card games for 200 years.
My plan, by the way, I think using our tabletop gaming skill set, if we were sent back to like ancient Egypt, any place where there was like a upper middle class, I think we could take over the entire country by creating a trading card game that would get the nobleman's children addicted to. And in 20 short years, we're running everything.
Yeah, because all their kids would give you gold. Take all
my gold. Give us anything. They give us anything for more cards, Rich. You know what they give.
Yeah, humans are the same.
And they would not be inoculated against card games. This would be a feverish first time thing for them, And yeah, like Squirrel says, if you just remember how magic works. Like if I ever go to jail or prison, I can at least make magic cards and play a game.
But that's gambling. You're not allowed to do that in prison.
Oh, sure.
Not allowed to gamble. Magic definitely would be banned.
Oh yeah. Yes, boss. You're right. Warden, you are correct.
From what I understand, store owners are very it's dangerous to be a store owner now.
Oh, because the card scalping.
Yeah, the people are breaking into stores if they even think you have Pokemon cards. They break in.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Wow. Look who decided to join us.
Fashionably late.
It's Dusty. Yeah.
Run out of Raveners to paint there, Dusty?
Yeah, I finished number 3 and I had to search for number 4. Yeah.
How's it going, Dusty?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Age of Sigmar.
Is that one of the gate guys, or is that the backpack one? Yep.
It's I got.
I love those. Those are so cool. I like the 2 they just released. That they're both holding either side of the gate, like as shields.
Yeah,
Oh, that is them.
I got both of them right there.
Oh yeah. I didn't recognize it. I thought I didn't see you had the shields off of them. Yeah, those are so
Yeah,
cool.
I took the shield also because it's. I mean, it takes up weight. I'm not going to try to paint around this thing.
I mean that would be hard to paint behind.
Yeah, exactly. So I just got some blue tack and hold it in place.
Nice.
Dusty, are you painting a Ravener?
Yes, but I really did finish number 3, and I'm on to number 4 now.
I believe the title is something to the effect of Rob paints Dreadnought, Rich paints Gargants, Dusty equal Raveners. And your mic is doing that thing, Dusty?
Oh, hang on. Let me switch it over. I bet it's on the wrong one. Yep. How's that?
It's much better, Dusty.
Okay, good. Cool.
All right, here's what I'm working on, Dusty. You familiar with this classic piece of art?
Mm-hmm. That's very cool.
Castaferum Dreadnought.
I like he's on a custom base, right? Or is that the base he comes with?
Custom base.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks. All right, I'm gonna add some.
Be in your neck of the woods in a week and a half, Robbie.
Oh yeah, which like
At
the
Verko's Vault. So I'm going to do a painting class
oh, very cool.
in Las Vegas.
Very cool. You'll have to tell me what
It's
you.
like a halfway meeting point. Is there a halfway meeting point where I can meet you?
Not particularly.
Same place you drop the bodies in the desert.
Yeah, I was gonna say that place where you can shoot a machine gun at a tank. We can be. That's always allowed. Dusty, I've got a cool setup. Me and my buddy Zach, we're gonna be streaming 4th edition.
I saw the other stream on StreamYard actually.
Man, you saw us fiddling with it. Yep.
What's the you're actually doing like overhead shots of the game?
Oh, I've got a fixed camera. You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second. 1 second, Dusty. Stop rushing.
I'm just too excited. Nice.
Pretty cool, right? And that's just there at all times.
That's awesome. That's so easy.
Yep, I got a light fixture with modern editing techniques. That like border of green tape means that you will not see the stuff around the board. All that the viewer will see is the stuff inside the green tape.
So it'll auto crop it.
Wow, I have to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, like once the so you have to set the crop on the green tape. I get it. Okay.
I basically all chroma it out, but yeah. So in addition, I have a camera pointed at the dice roller, but the dice roller is a green screen box. So when dice are rolled in the battle report, they will simply roll across the screen.
That's amazing.
Very large and legible.
What camera are you using for the overhead?
That's like it's called the YOLO cam. It's just a really high quality webcam for action shots. You have to be careful with cameras that you're using for any kind of streaming or long-term recording because they tend to overheat at a certain streaming thing. Like you can't use like one of your high quality video cameras, for example.
Yes.
With super overheat. Because it's too good looking. You know what I mean? Too nice. You can't the computer can't handle all that power. It sounds like it's taking off. You can hear like the fans all whirring at once.
Yeah, we have shot. You don't really tell at a wedding because the space is so big and you're outside. But like when we're shooting weddings in the summer, they will absolutely start to cook. So we have like umbrellas we have to put up, keep the sun off of them.
Oh, I bet. A lot of juice doing stuff like that. All right, there we go. I'm going to get rid of this image here. But if you guys want to see this, keep checking the channel. This is going to come up at a certain point. Rich, you want to be the camera?
I'm really boring right now. I'm painting white on
Okay.
on shields. I talked to Will Millar the other night.
Wow, what a great guy.
He said he was going to try to jump on the stream tonight. I don't know if he got a chance or not.
Well, if he can, that would be great. Hi, bud. Sorry, Rich said your whole name. All righty. Let's go to one I'm painting here. So I'm doing this kind of like sulfur basing for my Ultramarines because, you know, sulfur. Flip you, camera. I don't understand how I can push it sometimes and it flips, and I can push it other times and it doesn't flip. This is what I'm working.
Linwood, they have a board game night, and I went to it, and Will plays it.
Sick.
Playing Fridays now. We've been playing Legacy Fridays at my house.
Legacy?
We've been playing Scythe Legacy. We play like one session of that, and then we started playing King's Dilemma, which is super fun. Really fun.
The first game you're playing Legacy?
Scythe?
They have a Legacy version? Or is that like just a mode?
It's called something of Fenris. It's one of the boxed expansions.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I didn't realize that was like a Legacy setup. That's
Legacy.
cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. We're I guess we're going to play our 4th session coming up. So far seems pretty cool. Though Rustviet is broken and nobody wants to team up against Rustviet. They keep attacking me because, of course, you know, you got to attack Rich, as Robbie knows. That's a rule at the store.
It's really dark horse in this game, guys.
While Kenny's just trouncing us. He's won every game so far, 3 games in a row. Because Rustviet.
What I like about saying that someone is a dark horse opponent is you don't have to prove it at all. In fact, the more Rich appears to be losing, the easier it is to convince people that he's secretly winning.
Yeah. But Kenny's winning every game, and I was going to contest Kenny, and Mike, for no reason whatsoever, literally no reason, attacked my guys. Because in this scenario, it was peacetime, and attacking people yields no stars, no rewards, just uses up resources.
Just a random act of violence.
Yeah. It was like, because there was one, if you played side, there was one explore token on my space that I didn't get to yet. So he wanted that explore token so bad that he attacked me and, wasted all his resources on.
That's human history in a nutshell right there. That's why we can't have
I always found that if in the board game I'm playing with Rich, I was in a precarious position where I thought maybe I'd lose if people messed with my plan. Maybe I'm trying to get like some precarious victory condition, like longest road. All you have to do is be like, I don't know. Rich once won a game where he was playing exactly like this before he finally. You don't need to prove it. People just go, yeah. Rich is probably about to secretly win.
The reality of time is the number of games I won is so small because most of the games I play, I feel like I'm still teaching people, so I'm always in the let the Wookiee win mode. Like, I just want to play one game of Twilight Imperium where there isn't a new person. Just one game.
The perception of a threat.
I've never ever played a game of Twilight Imperium where there wasn't a new player.
Well, Twilight Imperium takes so long to play that like half the players age out between games.
Yeah. They're collecting Social Security by the time you're done.
There's an Onion article titled "Local Area Man Keeps Swearing This Game Will Be Fun Once We Learn the Rules."
I got a game of Kill Team in.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh. Do you have your doctoral dissertation on all your abilities now?
I do not, because I played multiple. I played the Raveners multiple times, but I played Eldari on this one, the Blades of Cain, and holy geez, not just one set of abilities, but I made the mistake of bringing Howling Banshees in addition to Striking Scorpions, so I had to learn 2 sets of abilities.
Oh, jeez.
And I think if I had brought Dire Avengers too, there's no way I would have just given up on one of the factions.
Oh, I love old modern kill team. The rules. They're like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You guys ever play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards before? I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've seen lots of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
No.
Of like 16 paragraphs of text.
I had to come up with like a system where I have like certain cards that I grab depending on who's like which character is activated, and then I gotta get rid of cards as I don't need them anymore.
Dusty, what was your kill op for the mission?
You know what? We didn't play with. You mean with TAC ops? I didn't play with. We didn't play with. We only played TAC op. We didn't play with TAC. We only played with.
You didn't really play kill team, did you?
I did.
You did not. You played baby's first game of kill team.
It's like my 10th, but yeah.
Your spec ops, your Grover ops, your Elmo ops, your Big Bird. It doesn't work. I'm really excited about this Dreadnought, by the way, guys, because I then just need a Vindicator, a Predator Annihilator, and my 1,500 point classic Ultramarines, only running one of every unit army, is completed.
Nice.
And it's all magnetized, and it'll all get to go on one little magnetic shelf. And then I'm going to put it in the magnet shelf, and I can play it whenever.
Or just watching the new Squidmar, and there's apparently Temu sells those magnetic boxes that we have, and it takes you 2 months to get them, but they're like $30, and they're actually really good.
Nice.
I want one. I'm just going to build it myself. I'm going to build a jig.
0 out of 10 scam.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a jig that gives me a receiver for the metal trays. I already have a line on. I can buy like 100 metal trays for like $1 from the same place they get them, basically. And then I have 4 of the boxes already. I don't need more than 4. You know what I mean? I can keep most things on my tray, because what I'm going to do with the tray receiver that I make out of wood, I'm going to make a jig that just makes it for me in like 2 or 3 passes off of the jig. And then I'm going to make it so that they slot on top of each other. So I can just build a stack of them. I think it'll work. It's not that difficult carpentry-wise. I really like this sulfur. If you are a newer painter and you're thinking, what should my basing be? Especially if you're playing like 40K or Age of Sigmar, there are so many different environments and worlds that there's like a lore accurate reason for any kind of basing you could do. It literally says in the rulebook, there are millions of worlds. And considering we only ever seem to go to Cadia, Armageddon, Nocturne, Ghoul Stars, and like one other place.
Typhon.
It's like 900,000 worlds we don't have descriptions of. So for my Ultramarines, which I knew were going to be blue, I pulled out my handy dandy color wheel. I saw that the opposite side of the spectrum for primary colors, so a nice thing to frame my blue guys with, would be yellow. That's all. That's all. Your guys don't all have to be in a forest or a ruin. It's not true. They don't all.
Or desert.
Or desert. This is like a sulfur mine or something. Like the whole planet's surface is made of sulfur. I don't know. Whatever.
So you mean it's a sulfur ruin?
A sulfur ruin. That's correct.
Or a sulfur desert?
Sulfur desert. It could also be a sulfur forest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Should make it a salt desert, Robbie, and then it's just like a snow desert, but with salt.
Oh, salt. It's just like it.
Yeah, and then we can all get in our janky old speeders and drive right at that Death Star laser that they're dragging for some reason.
Yeah, because they don't have hover technology. For
Yeah, it has been well established that there is no hover technology available.
You still have walkers, which are by far the one thing you would never see on a battlefield.
I always got the impression that the walkers in 40K, the walkers in Star Wars even, were retrofitted devices originally purposed for something else.
But
They
Neck Warrior, they were they were like farm equipment.
Well, that's what they are in 40K too. The knights are farming equipment that the settlers brought.
aren't the don't the dwarves? No, one of them isn't. Is it the Terminator armor that was like originally like mining equipment?
Terminator armor is called tactical Dreadnought armor, and it was originally purpose built for like, yeah, you're right, being in like a volcano and mining materials out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To withstand crazy pressure, it's built to vacuum.
In War Machine, it was the same thing. They were farming and mining equipment.
Well, and the War Machine world is explicitly a post-apocalyptic world that was ruined by these demons who back in 2nd edition when I played War Machine did not have models and didn't have anything. But as I understand it now, have models and everything like that.
Yeah, the Argoth are actually a team.
Yeah, they like destroyed the old world, and the last vestiges of humanity sailed across an impossibly poisoned ocean and ended up in the world of War Machine, which was inhabited by the beings of the Hordes universe. It's a cool setting. The minis aren't very good.
No, the new ones are not better than they were.
Rich, have you heard anything about the layoffs at Steamforge and what's going on there?
No, I haven't seen them guys they weren't at ACD. Usually I talk to them there. I would imagine sales are just not that good because stores don't want to do direct orders.
Mm-hmm.
Stores don't like doing direct orders, and if they have to do direct orders, you're always going to get less sales than if you did it through distribution. And I don't think they have enough model or enough stock to do distribution.
I bet you they're on that Kickstarter treadmill.
I did upsell your artistry game at a store called Freedom Hobbies in Ohio.
Oh, nice! Thank you.
There was a woman just wandering around, and the store's very good and the staff's very good, but they were not really paying much attention to her. And she was looking at your game, and I'm like, oh, I know the guy who does that. It's a really good game.
I appreciate that. That's cool that it was there.
Yeah, they had all your stuff right front and center, actually, in the store. I don't know.
Yeah, I know the store. Yeah,
it's a very good. Oh my gosh, Robbie, this store. They have like Warhammer stuff from like brand new stuff to like the plastic bags from Forge World.
Sure. The Imperial armor things.
Oh, so much stuff. I ended up spending probably like $400 there.
Nice.
Because we've been playing King's Dilemma. They had the new, and probably the only store I visited, like 10 stores on the trip, and they were the only store that actually had Queen's Dilemma, which is the sequel. So I picked it up, but that was like $150 on its own. But really great store. We went there twice, actually. On the way out and on the way back. Went to another great store, Feisty Goblin Games. It's in a town of 12,000 people. And I was like, we're like, how does this exist? How, what's going on?
Why? We got one in Red Bluff that's been there for years, and Red Bluff's only got 13. Yeah.
Well, I got an answer to my story because the owner was at ACD's open house, and I was like, hey, we went to your store. How does it exist? Apparently, they've really done well with tournaments and stuff, and so they're not far from Pittsburgh, and apparently everybody from Pittsburgh's traveling to their store to do it. And according to the owner, they make pretty good money.
I could see tournaments doing that because it's like an event. It gives you a reason to drive out.
Yeah, I mean, tournaments have to be it because while it had a good selection of stock, if they sold everything in their store, they couldn't make that much money. So, like, you have to have a certain amount of stock. But with card games, I guess you don't because it just turns quickly. But yeah, it's a great little store. It's in an old bank, so you can play Magic in the vault. But yeah, Ohio in general, I think, is rocking it. According to a report I saw, they're getting a lot of tech companies, and that could explain why there's some really good stores.
Interesting. We're wrapping up here, so let's show off what everybody painted. I have got a Dreadnought. This is the classic Castaferum Dreadnought. This is no longer the Dreadnought.
Not to be confused with the Rastafarian Dreadnought.
Not to be confused with the Rastafarian Dreadnought. Poor Rastafari.
You had to continue that one because of issues.
Wow, Rich, your mastery of skin tone here is excellent. You're really nailing it. It looks really good.
Be vibrant. You got to be vibrant. Lots of light.
Really good. And Dusty, do you have your camera?
No, I don't have my camera on. Ravener.
Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Ravener!
This one's going to be cracking.
All right. You were doing the color scheme thing. Everybody be on the lookout for battle reports for 4th edition. I'm also going to try and make some scripted content, so maybe some folks will come and watch this.
So I will not be here next week. I'll be in Austria, so I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good luck Iron with Arnold.
If painting classes get done early, because I have painting class till 6. What time do we start stream on your side there?
About 6:30.
6:30. Yeah, it's going to be real tight. But so it might be 2 weeks, and then I'm good for a while until I go to Austin. Which, if anybody's Pigment is looking, it's going to be a really fun show.
Cool, awesome.
All about.
Right, Dusty, you going to be here next week?
Yes.
All right, I will see you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Sounds good. See you next week. Bye.
Yep.